Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League Spike Magazine Trophy. It's week number 3. Run Bad. Thank you so very much for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome, Raiders. McNuffle, Virazol Kane, and Dionysus 999 Dow. Thank you so much for your follows. I really appreciate it. And Tarek 79. How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to week 3 here. We've got 4 games tonight. This is game number 2 of 4. We had a fantastic one between league champion Doug the Minotaur and BB Nut just a few hours ago. Oh, Sand Sliker, thank you so much for the follow. Very kind of you. I appreciate it. And we're going to have another good one coming up here right now. It's going to be Nevva versus Juxtaposed, Juggernauts, Chime versus War Horsemen, Orcs versus Chaos Renegades. Thank you so very much for the follow, guys. Thank you. It really means a lot. I really appreciate it. I love this game. I love sharing this game. I love playing this game. I hope you guys do too, and I really appreciate you coming out to hang out. My goodness, this is going to be a second game tonight. I'm so excited for this game. Let's take a look at the standings before we take a look at these two rosters. Just a little bit. In Division A, currently in first place, Nick Satan's Cenozoic Park and Lizard Team 2-0 is their record, followed closely behind by the Real American Heroes. Dead Fred's Dark Elf Team 1-1-0 is their record, and in third place, the Dead Poets, an Undead Team by S. Beaver. They are 1-1-0 as well. And in Division B, that's where we're in Division A tonight, but in Division B, Doug the Minotaur, with his win just a few hours ago, remains in first place with his Orc Team. 2-1-0 is his record. Mr. Yuck, Venger's Nurgle Team, currently in second place. He's playing later tonight as well. 1-1-0 is their record. And Elphitus Australis, coached by Eric, a Wood Elf Team, 1-1-0. They are in third place. the block dice haven't made you jaded yet. You know what? Nuffle giveth, Nuffle taketh away. First up, the home team, Nevva, coached by Chime, coming in a TV of 1,470,000 gold. Hey, Boot Polish, thank you for the bits. Cheering on the Orc team. Coming in with a 13-player roster, it looks like. A 16 minus 3, that would be 13, all right. 13-player roster has Rick Rollastly the second, the big guy, the troll himself. 4 of the big end blockers, has 4 of the blitzers, 2 linemen, a goblin, and a forward, 3 rerolls, 3 dedicated fans, 1 assistant coach, 1 cheerleader, and 1 oppo. He's going to be up against the Juxtaposed Juggernauts this evening. This is a Chaos Renegade team coached by War Horsemen, coming in a TV of 1,280,000 gold. A 12-player roster, has all 3 big guys that you can pick up on a Renegades team. Has the Minotaur, has an Ogre, and has the Rat Ogre himself as well. Himself and as well. Has a whole bunch of human linemen, has the Skaven, has an Orc as well. Just 2 rerolls, 2 dedicated fans, 1 apothecary. How are the 2 teams going to play this evening? Well, we look at this home team, very skilled up home team here by Chime. Nevva, this Orc team, look at all this block on the roster. 10 players with the block skill, 3 with guard, 2 with mighty blow. He of course has the thrower. Being a thrower, he has the pass skill and sure hands. And of course he has that goblin. That goblin can be thrown for a 1-turn touchdown, can be pulled in for an assist, can be a fouler. It's a great all-around cheap piece. He has 3 rerolls. I think that's where he wants to be tonight. Has the skill advantage, not skill as in coach. I mean, maybe he does, but skills as in skills on the players. This is going to be real tough to beat, I think, on paper for War Horsemen. Look at these big and blockers. Strength of 4. He has strength 5 in the big guy. Lots of block. It's real tough matchup, I think. What War Horsemen, Nevva on offense, they just play their game, right? They play their standard Orc game. They're going to run this ball down pitch, so just keep the ball safe in the cage. Go pop some players, right? You've got the skills, you've got the strength. Just beat up players, open up that hole, score in turn 8, you're golden. What War Horseman's going to have to do is he's going to have to shake that up somehow, and he can do that with his 3 big guys. So Chaos Renegades are unique in that they can have 3 big guys. He has all 3 of them. They all come with Mighty Blow, 2 of which have Frenzy. Those 2 Frenzy players have the block skill, and then he has Guard on Grendel the Ogre, not a bad pickup as well. He has just 2 linemen with the block skill, but he does have a Blodger in that Skaven player. That Skaven player has an MA of 7. That's pretty fast, and Blodge means only the POW is going to knock down the Skaven player, so he can leverage that to his advantage. How he wins tonight is in the inducement he picks and in solid fundamentals. His action order is going to have to be impeccable. He just has 2 rerolls, which means he can't afford to waste them on things just to keep the drive alive. He needs to spend those rerolls when it matters. Those rerolls have to really increase the odds of things that are going to convert into a touchdown. That means moving players first before rolling dice. Get your 3 dice in if you can. Get your 2 dice with block in if you can. Get your 2 dice and so on. On defense, he just needs to stay in front of the run. The pass is not a big threat, although the Goblin he will have to be mindful of. If Chime is backed into a corner and has no options left, he will try to throw that Goblin to try to score. Juxtaposed Juggernauts are going to need to leave some secondary behind just to prevent that. On defense, otherwise, it's just staying in front of that offense, right? The offense is going to try to spread wide to keep the defense from enclosing on the offense. If they can do that, then the Juxtaposed Juggernauts just really need to play solid ball where they're not giving up undue blocks. They really have to kind of think of themselves as not so much the Edge team, but they're not the Bash team, right? They are going to get out-bashed. So they need to hold the opposing team to a single block a turn, or a blitz, I should say, a turn. Wait for Chime to make mistakes. Leverage Frenzy to try to open up holes, right? We have 2 players with Frenzy and block. That's not bad. If you can get the guard in there, all the better. That's a great way to try to set up a 3-die Frenzy block, but you have to be careful with Frenzy. Frenzy forces you to follow up, and that means A, you have to watch out that you don't get stuck in a Frenzy trap, and B, that even if the block dice work out, that this player is not out of position. All 3 of these players have some sort of nega trait. That's another thing that War Horseman's going to have to deal with. He has to be careful. He really has to be cognizant of the block dice he's throwing, and has to be sure that when he's throwing dice, it means something. If he's taking blocks on all 3 big guys every single turn, he will inevitably fail a boneheaded roll. He'll inevitably fail an animal savagery roll, and this could be a huge a loss for him in that turn. It could even just change the entire momentum of the drive. So solid fundamentals with knowing your action order, with knowing when to take blocks, with knowing when to take your rerolls. That's how the Juxtaposed Juggernauts come out on top tonight. And it's an uphill climb. But I believe in War Horsemen. 2 good coaches, 2 good teams. I'm excited to see it. So without further ado, let's see if our coaches are ready to go. We'll get game 2 of 4 underway this evening. Both coaches are, in fact, in Discord, so we'll wait for them to get this game underway, and then we'll get started. Verizal Kane demands death. Rat Ogre must kill everything. Pray for the Renegades. Tarek79 says, those orcs look like they are out for blood. Yes, indeed. I played them last week. I can confirm they're out for blood. Verizal Kane also praised to Nuffle Doug the Minotaur, wagging with his fellow... showing his fellow orc colors. Here we go. Game number 2 of 4 tonight. 2 more games after this. Coming up after this game, we're going to have Spire versus Venger. That's Rodentia versus Mr. Yuck. Skaven versus Nurgle, and then we have Street Fighters Turbo Max versus the Dead Poets, Ian versus S Beaver, and that's Chaos Renegades versus Undead. S Beaver says, if he doesn't block with all the big guys every turn, Nuffle will be displeased. Hey, I want a chainsaw that looks like that. Clear skies for the night's game, it looks like. Here we go, 4 fan factor apiece. It'll come down to the D6s on the kickoff event table. We'll see who wins the coin toss. After the Juxtaposed Juggernauts spend their 190k so they can pick up a wizard. Indeed, they do pick up a wizard. I don't think that's a bad pickup. I think that wizard, he's going to pick up 2 cheerleaders as well. So really praying to Nuffle tonight. I dig it. He wants to win that the cheering fans kickoff event. Those 2 cheerleaders can help him do that. Here's the coin toss. I think the Juxtaposed Juggernauts, if they win, which they didn't, I think they would want to be on defense to start. And they will be. Nevva won the coin toss. They decided to start on offense. So the Juxtaposed Juggernauts, they have a wizard, 2 temp agents and cheerleaders as well. That wizard really changes things, right? You have to watch out for the fireball. The fireball is a 4+ in a 3x3 square, so the orc team's going to have to be mindful of that. And then the lightning bolt in BB 2020 has been changed to a zap. That can turn your player into a frog. And then remove him from the games. So I'll have to be careful of that as well. Five-man defensive line here for the Juggernauts currently. Pulling those 2 ends. We'll call them cornerbacks. He's pulling the 2 cornerbacks off the line. All 3 big guys set as linebackers. He wants to make sure they're mobile, that they don't get locked down, so that he can leverage their skills and put them where he wants them to be. Fearsall Kane asks, do they stay a frog forever? No, they don't. Not forever. And when the game's over, you'll get them back as a normal dude. All right, sets up with 3 in the secondary. Has that Blodger Skaven, of course, as the safety, and now Nevva to set up their offense. Tark79 says when the drive ends, right? I think it's at the end of the game. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure frog lasts for the rest of the game. If a player turns into a frog, there's a die roll, but if a player turns into a frog, they have no hands, so they can't carry the ball. So if they're carrying the ball, which they likely were if they were zapped, the ball will bounce, they'll drop it. They're also a strength of 1. It's till the end of the drive? All right, fair enough. Till the end of the drive. I guess till the end of the game would be really strong. I'm just going to zap a war dancer turn 1. 4 players on the offensive line here. Say goodbye in the center position. Line strong to the right side. Let you down. The number 3 big unblocker is the right tackle. 2 back to receive. No to rules. The number 15 thrower naturally back to receive. Neither team with a kicker, so you can get away with just one back to return the kickoff. Splitting up this offensive line now. He's going to try to block down the defensive line. He puts Rick Rolla Astley the second. The big guy, the troll, over on the left side of the pitch. That troll is really stupid. So that troll, before it takes an action, has to roll a d6. And if there is a teammate adjacent to that troll who can tap him on the shoulder and remind him that he's actually in a Blood Bowl game to play, then that roll will succeed on a 2+. Otherwise, it's a 4+. If that roll fails, then not only will the troll lose its action, but it'll maybe more importantly lose its tackle zones until it succeeds on that roll later. Here's the kick. Nevva gonna get a free opportunity to pick this ball up. They got it. Turn 1 now for Nevva. Nevva taking the mark in the left wide zone with run around. The number 4 blocker, taking it behind that player, that that cornerback. I'll say why in a minute. Good armor break here. Gets a stun on that left defensive end. Failed the really stupid roll as we talked about, and now that troll has lost its tackle zones. Double pals against the center defensive tackle here. The reason you might take a mark behind the player here is because you really want to start carving out some pitch, right? So he's keeping this player from really going where he wants to go. He can use this player if he starts to move other players to start carving out the left sideline if he wants. Yeah, so you can see he's moving players down pitch here. He's going to try to control the pitch when you take a mark on someone. So let's say let's say you're up against an evil elf, right? You're up against an elf with an AG 2+, right? Let's say they want to move this way. If you mark them here, it's just a 2+, right? It's just a 2+ this way. But if you mark them here, right, now they've got to dodge out this way. It's still a 2+, but now they're eating up movement to try to get to the direction they want to go. 15 seconds left on the clock here for Nevva. They have 3 rerolls. Remember, Juxtaposed Juggernauts have 2. We might see Nevva spend a few turns, maybe trying to force the Juxtaposed Juggernauts to take some actions out of order to try to burn through their rerolls. In Blood Bowl 3, both coaches get a bonus clock of 7 minutes 30 seconds for the duration of the game. So if you run out of time in the turn, you don't have to worry. You've got plenty of time on the bonus clock. So you can spend some time thinking about some more important turns. SP Beaver says evil elf is redundant. You just say elf. Turn 1 for the Juggernauts now. Ball is just inside the left wide zone on the 10-yard line. This is the pocket that Chime is set up for the ball carrier. Juggernauts will be able to use that wizard before or after every single one of their turns, and you want to be careful about when you use the wizard, because while you have a wizard, even not spending it is valuable, because you're changing the decisions that your opponent wants to make. Like, as a clear example, an opponent's not going to put 9 players in a 3x3 grid when there's a threat of a fireball, right? They might not want to do a tight cage with 5 players when there's a threat of a fireball. So having that fireball on deck, threatening that fireball, can be really strong, and you really only want to pop it when you can convert it into something. Takes a mark on Make You Cry over in the left wide zone here. Takes a mark on the center. Give you up now. Marked by 2 opposing players. 2-die block on the right tackle. Gets a knockdown. Took it with the Rat Ogre. The Rat Ogre has Frenzy, which means he will always have to follow up and does not have a choice. SP Beaver asks, does the Frog have tackle zones? Yes, the Frog does indeed have tackle zones. Advances that right outer linebacker to Mark Desertia. That's 2 players on the mark. Probably could have pulled that lineman back a bit, but he also wants to make sure he doesn't get too grouped up. Does the Frog have the right stuff? I'm pretty sure the Frog does not have the right stuff, but that would be marvelous. Knocks down that big guy there. Rick Rolla Astley II. Moves the Ogre onto the line to Mark Let You Down. They'll turn 2 back to Nevva. In this game, especially when you're up against a bashy team, you'll often want to spread out, because if you don't, what'll happen is, say, whether on offense or defense, say you're here, now your opponent is going to swoop in on your flanks, right? They'll have their line in place, and they're going to trap you. And then they're going to start to apply some real pressure. Oh, fair enough. McNuffy, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Yeah, good point here. He has Adalert Legs here marking Desertia because this Rat Ogre has Animal Savagery. So if he takes when he takes his action, he has to roll a d6. If he fails a roll, I think it's a blocker or blitz, it's a 2+, otherwise it's a 4+. If he fails the roll, he has to beat up on an adjacent teammate. So he's gonna have to make an armor roll against them. But then he gets to take his action like normal, otherwise he would lose his action. 2-die blitz in the left wide zone, breaks armor, got an injury out of it. Well done, 1-man play. Oh, look at that leg. Look at that. 1-man player advantage for Nevva. Good blitz. First removal of the game. Got the Kaz. It's 2 SPP for a casualty. .25 seconds left on the clock here for Nevva. They have the ball on the opposing 2-yard line in the left wide zone. Who wouldn't want to use a frog as a torpedo, right? It'd be awesome. 2-dive block down, upfield? Downfield. I'm going to say downfield. Downfield. Gets a dodge push out of this against that blodger. Remember, if you have block and dodge, so block makes both down results safe for you on a block, and dodge makes the defender's stumbles results safe for you, unless unless your opponent has tackle or something. And that means that there's only one face on the block guy that's going to knock you down. That's the POW. Trying to set up for a surf here for a future turn. Fireball spent. So spent the fireball. Wow. 1, 2, 3. 3 knockdowns on the fireball. He's going to knock that ball out of the hands of the ball carrier. It's going to stay on the 4 here. Did it at the end of his turn. I'm sorry, did it at the beginning of his turn. So he's going to try to recover the ball. He needs to both recover this ball and keep it safe. Problem is he's got to run around here, marking the ball, and make you understand it's right in front of the ball, or behind the ball, I suppose. Went after the target of 4 players, got 3 knockdowns, no armor breaks, however. Juggernauts trying to figure out a way to get at this ball. 2-die block back at the line of scrimmage. Gets a POW on the center. Looking for a 10 plus to break armor. He did it. Wow, did he do it. 10 plus removal. He'll absolutely take that. Nevva deciding if he wants to spend the apothecary here or not. One of his block players. Really thinking about this decision. Decides to let it go, and now it's 10v10 on the pitch. Another injury, 10 plus. 10 plus is pretty strong armor. And when you can break it, you praise Nuffle. 2-die frenzy block into a follow-up. Gets the knockdown on the follow-up and gets a KO with Mighty Blow. Well done. Mighty Blow is going to give you a +1 to your armor or your injury roll, whichever you need it for. So let's say you're trying to break AV 9 plus. You could roll an 8. And then Mighty Blow would be used to break armor there. But if you roll a natural 9 plus, then you can get the +1 on the injury table roll. Very good skill. 2-die block now and let you down back at the line of scrimmage. Gets the knockdown here. It still hasn't made any movement toward the ball. I'm not even sure how he would get there. Trying to apply some pressure, some defensive pressure against this offense. He's hoping this ball will stay on the ground and give him an opportunity to pick it up on a later turn here. Gets a push against the troll. Follow up by the Minotaur. Gets a POW. Doesn't break armor. See here, the troll here is a 10 plus armor. Minotaur has 9 plus. There's a pretty big difference between the two. We've talked about this before. When you think about 2d6, tried to dodge away. I don't mind that dodge so much. I had to do something there. Didn't want that player to get surfed. Turn 3 back to Nevva. If you think of 2d6, right? If you want to roll boxcars, if you want to roll double 6s, there's only one way to do that. But if you want to roll a 7, there's a lot of ways to roll a 7, right? And so if you're trying to roll something or higher, it's not linear. The numbers are pretty significantly different. Two-die block gets a pal here against Ralph, the number 4 human lineman. Two-die block against Baldy? Theobald Baldy. Gets the knockdown. repositions the blitzer to the left side of the ball. Two-die block, down pitch, double pals against Volker, the number 6 lineman. Nevva gonna pushing this defense out, saying, get away from me, this is my ball. Good recovery, the ball in the hands of the thrower, and has advanced the 6-yard line. Secure once again in that left wide zone. Turn 3 back to the Juggernauts. They have 2 rerolls. They have not spent a reroll yet. Offense continues to keep that pocket in check, pushing out this defense, keeping the ball secure. Look, I love these these cheerleaders are marvelous. Look at this guy. Look at that guy. Two-die block, it's a push. Frenzy follow-up into the knockdown. Mighty blow in play, can't break armor. Juggernauts doing a good job of keeping 2 of the big guys together. But now they've got this Rat Ogre who's kind of out by his lonesome here. So if he's not going to be the blitzer, there's a 50-50 shot that he will not activate. We have a coach that has 6 cheerleaders, I think, and I just thought it was the greatest thing. When he scored a touchdown and you have a whole squad celebrating the touchdown. Oh, it was great. I don't know if it was worth the money, but it was fun to watch. 15 seconds left on the clock for the Juggernauts here. Trying to find a way to get this ball. Stop a player to stand up. 2 big guys to activate. Baldy will stand back up and marks runaround, the number 4 blocker. Those blockers have a strength of 4. Got through that animal savagery roll, so Rizzo the Rat Ogres ready to activate and move toward the ball. Two-die blitz with the Ogre. This is not going to work unless he spends a reroll, and the Ogre has the loner skill. So the Ogre's getting knocked down unless he wants to try to spend one of these rerolls, and then it's a 50-50 whether he gets to use it. He's going to do it, and he got through the loner roll. He's going to get the knockdown here. Well done. And now the Ogre's going to mark the ball carrier. Well done here by War Horseman. Both down results took the risk, prayed to Nuffle. And he's able to get the knockdown. Turn 4 now for Nevva. They have the ball on the 6. They're currently marked by Grendel the Ogre. Gets an assist on the Ogre, so currently still a 2-die uphill block. Every point of strength in this game is important. Average strength is strength 3 You have these big guys with the strength of 5, so just consider what that means, right? As a new coach, it's easy to think, oh, that's just 2 more than 3, right? Who cares? Or even think 4. 4 is just 1 more than 3. Who cares? 2-die block here gets a POW against Volker. 9+ perks armor. He's done it. Stun. Good stun here. Well, 3v3, that'd be a 1-die. You're generally looking for the 2-die, right? So if I want to get the 2-die on a strength 4 guy with my strength 3 guy, I've got to get not just 1 assist, but 2 assists. So now I have 3 guys all tied up trying to block 1 guy. Oh no, got a skull here. Double skulls! Grendel says, sit down! Do you know who I am? Final turn of the first quarter now. Went in on the ogre. And the ogre is having none of it. So tying up 3 guys on 1 block, that's a big investment. And then you talk about the big guys with the strength of 5. That's why it's very, very strong. And then, conversely, a strength 5 player against a strength 3 player, that's a 2-die block without any assists. Juggernauts are going to get a crack at the ball here. They have 1 reroll left for the half. Minute 2 on the clock. That Skaven and that goblin. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. Caught those lanterns like a pro. Blitz with the Skaven Blodger. Got the POW on the thrower. We'll see where the ball bounces. Ball's gonna bounce forward to the 10-yard line. So now that ball is marked by 2 opposing players. 2-die block on Hurcha. Is he gonna push onto the ball? No, he says no, I'm good. Ball's still marked, but now he's got his one of his own players on that ball. No hole to get through to get at this ball. He'll just need to get some tackle zones on this ball and start fighting for it. Back into the bonus clock for the Juggernauts. 5 minutes, 4 seconds left on the bonus clock. They still have a block with their ogre, and that rat ogre is still in play. Blitz has already been spent, but the rat ogre can reposition, hopefully. There's that 2-die block with Grendel. It's going to have to be a push here. It's another mark on the ball. And now a 2-die block against Hurcha. The blitzer didn't have the block skill. The opponent did. It didn't matter. He'll get the knockdown here, and that's another player on the ball. Juggernauts really dipping into the bonus clock here. They're down to 4 minutes, 15 seconds. You get a push into a frenzy follow-up. 2-die follow-up. They'll get the knockdown way back in the backfield. May as well try to move the rat ogre. Yep, failed the animal savagery roll. That'll be it. Turn 5 now. Second quarter begins. Nevva was on offense. They've lost the ball now. Now they got to fight to get it back. Pick it up with the rat ogre. Rat ogre TD, let's go. Nevva now for this ball here. 3 opposing players mark the ball, one of which is a big guy. Not even the big guy, one of 3. Telelai is going to mark Boris. The number 9 lineman also marks the ball. I'm playing this game tomorrow, a board game called, well, maybe playing, it depends, but this game called Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, and I've owned it for years. I won it at an auction, and I haven't played it yet. It looks fine, it looks cool, but I'm over like the games with like 100 big pieces that take up a lot of space, and boy, this game takes up a lot of space. I opened the box. I won it since I won it at an auction. All the pieces were thankfully already put together, but they have like these really cool, ornate, like ships and airships and stuff, and they look great. But like my first thought was like, ah, oh, just more pieces, which is a weird state to be in with board games. One die blitz here. He's gonna get a push on the blodger. Had the tackle skills, so the defender stumbles result would not have been a push against the blodger here. 2-die block against Baldy will be a POW. Nevva gonna now dipping into the bonus clock. A minute down. They have 6 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Turn 5 now for the Juggernauts. Fighting for this ball. While they're fighting for this ball, they might want to try setting someone up in scoring position, such as old Baldy here, just in case they're able to recover the ball. They can do a handoff or maybe a handoff pass to try to score with 4 turns remaining in the game. Yeah, Baldy's coming in. Here he comes. Takes a mark on Rick Astley. He comes in. He whispers in his ear. He's like, I really like the song. I'm a big fan. And he's like, I'm the second. That was my dad. Oh, failed the boneheaded roll with the ogre. This is a big loss for the Juggernauts. Are they going to risk the loner roll again? They do. They got through it. They'll get a push. Clavius saving bits. 15 seconds left for the Juggernauts. They have no rerolls left for the half. Didn't want to lose the tackle zones of that ogre. Had to spend their final reroll. Take a 1-die block now against the thrower. They'll get a knockdown. Looking for a 9+. They got it. Great stun here. Juggernauts back onto the bonus clock. They're down to 3 minutes, 27 seconds. Remember, that's for the entire game. 2-die block against the troll. Look at the knockdown. Rat Ogre has Mighty Blow, can't break armor. Two-die blitz into a push. Frenzy follow-up coming up here. Gets the knockdown. Mighty Blow can make this a 9+. Broke armor, got the KO. Well done. Wow. 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 One 2, 3. 3 removals. Gets a push here downfield. Yeah, he's running out of time. Two-man player advantage for the Juggernauts. They have 3 players on the ball currently. And now they take a 2-die against Herchik. Got the POW here. Wow. Great dice in this turn. Well, I mean, I guess other than the ogre. Turn 6 back to Nevva. Got 3 turns to try to score here. Defense came in strong and turned this into an MMA fight. So far, they've been holding the offense. 3 more turns to defend. Look at the apothecary there. He's just like, yeah, I'm only here. I'll only fix up 1 guy. You only paid for 1 guy. Then I'm going home. I've got a pro kabaddi match to watch. Fair enough, that's here. Chime really considering his turn here. 1 minute down on the clock, 1 to go. There's 2 rerolls left for the half. Starts with a 2-die block against Volker, the number 6 human lineman. Just punches him right in the face, gets the knockdown. Repositions to get a mark on the ball. Tell a lie. The blitzer with the guard skill. The blitzer with the heart of gold. 1-die block into a skull. He'll have to re-roll this. 1-die skilled block. Didn't need the skill here. Got the POW. Never got it down to 1 re-roll. Is he going to push onto the ball? I dare you. He did it. Push it onto the ball. We'll see where this ball scatters. I should use the right terminology. Bounces. Ball's going to bounce 1 space back into the right. It's now on the 8-yard line. Marked by 2 Chaos Renegade players. And Speed Beavers is always push onto the ball. 3+ dodge. Takes a mark on Adalbert Legs. Legs Adalbert? Who has their nickname as their last name, Mike? I don't get that. $50-50 dodge and do a 3+ dodge. Do a 3+ dodge? Is that what I saw? Boy, good dodge here by Say Goodbye. Oh, Virazol Kane says me because nobody can pronounce my first name. Is it Virazol? Am I pronouncing it? Am I mispronouncing it? If so, I apologize. Turn 6 for the Juggernauts. Two-die block against Herchik. Gets the POW here. 10+ break armor. Doesn't do it, but he'll follow up with the blodger. Gets another mark on the ball here. 4 friendlies marking the ball. Oh, hooray! Hooray! Failed the boneheader roll with the ogre. This is going to hurt a little bit. He's in a better position than he was when the ogre was on the ball. The ogre's lost his tackle zones. Two-die blitz by the rat ogre. Gets a POW here. 9+ will break armor with mighty blow. Doesn't get the armor break. Unshy. I know. On this pitch, this happens a lot. Juxtaposed Juggernauts are about to dip into their bonus clock once again. 2 minutes, 12 seconds left on that clock for the rest of the game. Juggernauts really fighting to prevent this score. And they're hoping the extra time spent trying to prevent it will pay off in the second half. 2-die block here gets a POW against Make You Understand. This is an Ogre forward of the ball. He'll be knocked down. Breaks armor. Wow. Got the removal too. Great removal here by the Juggernauts. My gosh. 2, 3, 4 removals. 3-man player advantage now for the Juggernauts. They have 2 players who are free to try to pick this ball up. Ralph is going to move forward and Mark let you down. Looks like he's going to try to pick it up with Boris, the number 9 human lineman. It'll be a 3+ pickup. Good. Bad pickup. I saw the 4 on the other side of the 2. Went for the pickup, failed the pickup, does not have the reroll. The ball's going to bounce 1 space back and to the right to the 10-yard line. Turn 7 for Nevva. They're going to have to end this turn in scoring position. Doug the Minotaur said, I used up all the orc luck for the night. That was a fantastic game. I loved every minute of that. I think both you guys played really well. And it was just hype. It was super fun to watch. 2-die block gets a knockdown on Baldy. Two-eye block back at center pitch. Gets a POW here against old Ralph. Old Ralphie. the superlative skink armor. It seemingly never breaks. Good 3+ dodge. Downfield, gets Telelai into position to score, rushes. Look like he's going to try to grab this ball and maybe pass it. Pass it to score. 3+ dodge to the 5+ pickup. Relying on sure hands, that's going to be a turnover. Trying for the big pass there. Would he have dodged again? Because otherwise that was a long pass. Went for broke there, didn't work out. Juxtaposed Juggernauts on turn 7. Yeah, this has just been a boxing match. 2-die block. 2-die block. He says, "Wait, hey buddy, were you trying to score just now? Do you know who I am? I'm Rizzo. I'm Rizzo." Yet another removal for the Juggernauts. Juggernauts with no rerolls might want to think about trying to action their Ogre just so they can ensure that he's doing something. Oh, spending on the blitz is scary, but 3-die blitz got the POW. SP Beaver says, hopefully Neville gets his fill of injuries before the late game. Hopefully not. Last Dance is going to reposition forward of the ball, behind the ball from our perspective. Gonna get a knockdown on Hurt You here. Doesn't break armor. Old Snake Eyes on the armor roll. One more injury. That'll be our Knuckles Pancakes injury of the game. And that'll be the turn. Final turn of this first half. First up, Nevva, their turn 8. Nevva gotta try to find a way to score. Looks like War Horseman doesn't have anybody in a position who can score himself. Projectile vomited on Baldy, and Baldy said, "You know what? It's fine. It's cool. I smell better now anyway." I don't think there's anybody who can score, unfortunately, for the Juggernauts, so they're just going to need to stop the score here. Two-die block. It's going to get the knockdown here against Last Dance. Can't break armor. SPU asks, how many injuries, KOs have there been? 5? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 total. 5 against Nevva, 1 against the Juggernauts. 3 of those are KOs. Nevva is going to move Teledai forward. Or over to the right, I should say. Final turn of this first half. The Juggernauts are not going to be able to score here. And so this is going to be a 0-0 game going into the third quarter. The Juggernauts will be on offense. They're going to hope some of these KOs stick. And they're going to try to drag this out till turn 16, win this game 1-0. We'll see if they can make it happen. But first, they're going to get a turn to try to apply some more casualties. Juggernauts got aggressive with this defense early, and it worked out for them. They were able to keep those big guys in the drive successfully. They needed to do that, really, to be effective in this game. War Horseman was cognizant of that fact. He's been able to stop the score. Is he trying to block the troll? Let's see. No. Maybe going after Let You Down. Gamer Mike says Juxtaposed is low on time, though. They are indeed. They only have 1 minute 19 seconds left on the bonus clock for the rest of the game. I don't think he wants to spend any of that time on this turn. Down to 35 seconds left in the half. Failed the animal savagery roll. Yep, gonna beat up on a friend. It doesn't break armor, just a light tap. Here's the 2-die blitz, gets a push. Look at a frenzy follow-up out of this. 2-die frenzy follow-up is another push. The clock does not stop in this version of the game. 4 seconds left on the clock. And the Juggernauts are back into bonus time. I think every one of these seconds, I'm not sure it's worth it personally. Yeah, he says, forget it, I'm done. 0-0 at the half. Well played by both coaches. A couple of KOs are going to return for Nevva, but they're still going to have 2 KOs out of this game. They're going to be on defense to start the second half. So I think that's going to be 8v11, 8v10. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nine v11, so 2-man player advantage for the Juggernauts. Nevva to set up their defense. If you're new to the game, you have to put 3 when you set up a legal formation for a kickoff. Is you have to put 3 players on the line of scrimmage. These are the 7 spaces you see right here. The minimum of 3 players have to be here. You can have a maximum of 2 players in either wide zone. then everything else is fair game. You also have to set up at least 11 players if you can. Otherwise, you set up however many pieces you have. If you have a kicker, your kicker cannot go in these special zones. So, well, he can, but you don't want to. So kicker can't go here, kicker can't go here, kicker can't go here. If you do put your kicker there, he won't be able to kick. Old Gamer Mike says, Juxtaposed going to want to take his time to score. Yes, indeed. He's going to want to spend all the time on the clock and score on turn 16. He doesn't want to give up any time to the opposing team. 3 players on the line. Very tight. Would you call that a secondary? We'll call those 3 linebackers and a secondary right behind them, way off the line. Nevva wants to keep as many players mobile as possible here. They're down a number of players. 2 to be exact. Oh, puts the goblin on the line. Juggernauts trying to figure out what they want their offense to be. 5 on the line, 2 in the wide zones now. Looks like he's got Baldy back to receive. Icor, the number 5 lineman, the halfback. Here's the kick. And it's a blitz. Oh boy, I bet you he wants these players a little further up. But he got a 3 on the D3. 6. Every last player who is not marked on this defense can take a free action here. Going after the right tackle, Boris. Takes a mark on Boris, takes a mark on Legs. Takes a mark in the left wide zone as well against the number 12 Orc Last Dance. Remember, after this game, we've got 2 more games this evening. Coming up after this, immediately after this game, will be Rodentia versus Mr. Yuck, Spire versus Venger. That's Skaven versus Nurgle. Here comes the blitz over in the right wide zone against the Blodger. He's going to get a both standing result out of this. Defender Stubbles would have been a knockdown thanks to the tackle skill, but didn't work out here. And now, turn 9 for the Juggernauts. Deep kick by Nevva. The ball's going to get kicked to the 24-yard line. And the Juggernauts are going to position some players to protect the ball. There's one. The halfback's going to pull back to put some protection on the ball carrier. Two-die block on the line. Gets a pow against number 12. Right defensive end. Gets a knockdown. Two-die block against the troll will be a push. This is with the Rat Ogre, so he's going to get a follow-up here. Got the pow. Breaks armor. Wow! Got rid of the big guy. Oh, and a serious injury to boot. But he's going to regen because he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. No biggie. Bam! Head injury. Boy, I tell you, man. Baited. SP Beaver, thank you for the bits. You know what? Oh, Ninja Glava, you're welcome to the stream. When I get flattened like that, I need a flat food that makes me feel warm and gives me the strength I need to unflatten. And you know what? That's Nuffles Pancakes.
This injury brought to you by Nuffles Pancakes. When you take a hit and feel licked, try the sweet and savory flavor of Nuffles Pancakes. Grab your butter and get back into the game with this Overlord's signature second breakfast. For nearly 3,000 years, this piping hot surprise has been healing hearts and mending breaks. Nuffles Pancakes. Buy one, get three while supplies last.
Oh, 11 random ingredients, just the way Mom used to make. Shout out to Von Rue for that ad spot. Juxtaposed Juggernauts dipping into bonus time once again. They're just down to 50 seconds on the bonus clock. They have the ball on their own 6-yard line. Oh, that's right, Ninja Gloffy. It was the Six Flag song, wasn't it? That's right. Turn 9 now for Nevva. They've lost their big guy. 3-man player advantage for the Juggernauts. 2-die block on legs. Gets a push in the right wide zone. Two-die block on the Skaven will be on the Blodger here will be the same. Pushes them out to the right, trying to open up a hole here to apply some pressure with the few players he has remaining. I'll have to be real careful with these players that he doesn't get encircled and trapped, and then the Juggernauts just walk that ball in. Double skulls. I'll have to re-roll this. Gets a push here. Never gonna down to 2 re-rolls. Rushes to try to put some pressure on the ball carrier. Spends another re-roll. 2 rushes, marks Baldy, the ball carrier. He's on the, I said the 6, didn't I? He's not on the 6. He's on the 20-yard line. But Nevva down to 1 re-roll for the game. Nuffy says 11 random ingredients, so a whole PB team worth of pancakes. That's right. That's right, the sacred number itself. Praise Nuffle. Turn 10 for the Juggernauts now. 1 re-roll left for both teams. Juggernauts finding themselves with a significant player advantage, but the ball is marked currently. They're going to have to block or blitz Make You Cry. Make You Cry does have the block skill, and nobody with the block skill is around for the Juggernauts. So Nevva is gonna say a little prayer to Nuffle here. Grendel the Ogre is going to come off the line and pull back toward the ball. Still just a 2-die block against the ball carrier. Takes the 2-die block. A both down results, not going to cut it. He'll have to re-roll this. Final re-roll for the Juggernauts. Gets a push. You can bet Make Your Cry is going to just come right back into position here. War Horseman pausing the game. Probably getting something to drink or something. Spent the final re-roll here, so the Juggernauts are going to have no re-rolls for the rest of the game. Remember, you know, we talk about this all the time, but it is so important for new players to understand that the odds difference that a re-roll gives you. Right? If you have a D6 or a coin flip, just think about a coin flip, a heads or a tails, and you need a heads. You have a 50-50 shot. You're just as likely to succeed as you are to fail. But if I can flip that coin a second time and I just need a heads on one of those, it's now a 75% chance. That's a big, big difference. I have 3 times as much chance of succeeding than I do failing. And that's what these rerolls And now in BB 2020, the fact that you can spend multiple rerolls in a turn can really change the odds on big plays. You can still only spend one team reroll per any die pool, multiple rerolls in a turn, unlike the LRB 6, the Living Rulebook version 6, where you could only spend one reroll a turn. SB Beaver says Chime needs to help him out and injure a few players so his turns go quicker. Yeah, I thought he might have blitzed the ball carrier and repositioned him, but when he didn't reposition players to try to cage up, it seemed clear he wasn't going to move the ball carrier. The ball carrier is going to get marked right back by this orc, so we'll see how he responds to this in the follow-up turn. Oh, I see. War Horseman, the good sport, the gentleman that he is. Chime's internet dropped out, and War Horseman pausing to allow Chime to get back into this game. Yeah, well done. Good sportsmanship. Well done. Juggernauts. They have such a player advantage that they can actually stall this out by the opposing end zone. They don't need to hold back so far, but Nevva knew that he needed to apply some pressure here, so he'll need to get this ball safe and start walking it down pitch, and then keep it safe till turn 16. Two-die block on Hurcha in the right wide zone. Gets the knockdown. Juggernauts back into bonus time. They're down to 45 seconds. $30 seconds now for the Juggernauts. Oh, man. Two-die, block, frenzy follow-up, gets a knockdown here. Looking for a 9+ with mighty blow. Got it and got a stun out of it. But just 7 seconds on the bonus clock. And that is it. It is now turn 10 for Nevva. The Juxtaposed Juggernauts have no bonus time remaining. That means every single one of their turns will be 2 minutes long. They have a significant player advantage. They have the ball on their own 18-yard line. 18? 20? Let's count. 20 yard line. 13 times 2. Turns out that's 26. GFI, or not GFI, rushes into position with Tell a Lie. McDuffie says, oh, that clock warning is my terror. I'm a slow player. Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to, like... Oh, another good 2 rushes here. It's very easy to, like, get accustomed to that clock. It's like, oh, I can take my time. And then, like, 8 turns pass, and now you can't take your time anymore. So what I've tried to do in learning BB3 with the BB 2020 rules is I just treat my turns as if they're 2 minutes. Or at least I try to treat them as if they're 2 minutes, and then if I go over, it's a nice to have, and then that has sort of trained me so that now if I need to use that clock, on a particular turn, I have the time to do it. Otherwise, I'm out of time by turn 10. Turn 11 now, back to the Juggernauts. And just like that, 15 seconds off the clock. They have 1:40 left in turn 11. They are currently marked by Make You Cry. Minute 15 seconds on the clock. No action here by the Juggernauts. They're going to pull back Ralph. They should take their actions with their free players first before they start rolling dice. They have no rerolls remaining for the game. Under a minute on the clock for the Juggernauts. They've got to get this ball carrier free. And they also need to set up some sort of protection. Failed the animal savagery roll. That was a 2+ failure. He's going to knock down his teammate and KOs his own player. Going in on the blitz now in the right wide zone. Gets a push. Frenzy follow-up here. Still a 2-die frenzy follow-up. Double skulls! That's the end of the turn! Oh, boy! Frenzy follow-up into double skulls with no rerolls. That's a turnover. Nevva with a reroll. They're going to get a crack at this ball. Turn 11. Two-die blitz straight up gets the knockdown on Icor. Moves in to negate the assist. And now a 2-die block on Baldy will get a knockdown. Where will the ball bounce? Breaks armor even. Wow! Big Cass here for Nevva. Got the 2-die block on the ball carrier. Broke armor. Got the casualty. And that's a serious injury. That player is out for the game. Tarek 79 says works are back in town. SP Beaver says someone cranked up the injury percentiles. Oh, the new admin tools are wonderful. I'm just kidding. The ball on the 24-yard line, rushes to recover. 3+ pickup works out. And now Nevva 2 spaces away from scoring. Roll them dice. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. Praise Nuffle. Turn 12 now for the Juxtaposed Juggernauts. They need to get this ball back. Verizal Kane says, well, everything's gone wrong. Two-die blitz with the Minotaur. Gets the knockdown on Dessert. Yeah, we'll have to follow up. Doesn't break armor. A win tonight. Oh, fails the boneheader roll with the Ogre. A win tonight will will advance Nevva up into 3rd place in Division A. That's right, Dark 79. This is Blood Bowl! Blodger's going to get in and take a mark on Say Goodbye, but he's got to get at the ball carrier. Chime has a 3+ dodge with a reroll and doesn't even need to make it a dodge, honestly. Four seconds left on the clock for the Juggernauts. They 1-die block. That's going to be a skull, and that's a turnover. Final turn of the 3rd quarter. Nevva just outside the end zone. They're gonna try. Oh, works out doing the block skill. They're gonna try to cage up this ball and maybe try to stall this out till turn 16. Boy, another injury. My goodness gracious. Yet another removal. That is our 5th injury of the game. Well, Gamer Mike says, I think he just used up too much time in the first half and that cost him. Yeah, it can do it. It can certainly do it, right? Any number of things can cost you in this game. It's a complex game. There's lots of things to consider. Yeah, blitzes to get the pow on that blodger, and he's gonna try to stall this out. So now has the ball on the 24. SP Beaver says, can Nuffle win MVP for these dice? Oh, McNuffy, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Yeah, get some rest. Again, thanks for hanging out. I love this game. Glad we could share it with you, and hope to see you next time. Have a good one, man. Turn 13 now for the Juggernauts. 4th quarter begins. Tie ball game. The Juggernauts do not have a reroll. They are going to have to do some fancy acrobatics. Try to get this ball back and score. Coming up right after this game is our 3rd game of the evening, 3 of 4. We're going to have Rodentia versus Mr. Yuck, Spire versus Venger. That will be Skaven versus Nurgle. Just pestilence all over the place. Verazal Kane asks, does he have 2-die on the ball? Let's see. Well, he took this mark this way. So, say goodbye is negating this. Oh boy. Oh, 1-die blitz is going to be a push. He can't push him into the end zone. He's going to have to push him over here. No! 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 Oh, man. Hey, look at the cheerleaders. Yeah, I love this. Hey, look at those acrobatics. Verazal Kane asked, did he mean to do that? It had to have been a misclick. Misclicked here. Pushed the opponent into the end zone. And that's 1-0. SP Beaver asks, does this give him more turns to score? No, it doesn't. I mean, I guess maybe you could argue it does if Nevva was going to stall. Juggernauts are going to be down a player here on defense, setting up 3 on the line. And now the Goblin, who was on the defensive line to start this half, is now going to be a linebacker. I believe this is going to be a one-man player advantage for Nevva. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One-man player advantage for Nevva. They're setting up their defense. And there it is, giving up the sideline. The Juggernauts to set up their offense. Remember, they do have the speed advantage in this Skaven player. If they can work it out, they can get by this defense and score, try to tie this game. They're going to have 3 turns to try to do it. They absolutely can do it in 3 turns, but no rerolls is going to make this difficult. Especially with 3 of your players being big guys. 5 on the line now, 2 in the left wide zone. Yeah, no rerolls, no extra time. Out of resources. Still has his apothecary. Shifting the offensive line to the left. Blodger back to receive. Kick coming up, giving up that right wide zone. Middling kick. Bitwise Bard with the raid. Thank you so much. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate the raid very much. Thank you. Virzal Kane still believes in the Renegades. Me too. Let's go. Ball kick to the 16-yard line in the left wide zone. Juggernauts with 3 turns. Try to get on the board here. They're down a touchdown. Action order matters. They have no time left on the bonus clock, so down to 1:24 left in the turn. Bitwise Bard asks, "Oh, how goes the bowls of blood?" Bloody. Bloody. This will be a both standing result. We've had 5 injuries in this game so far. This is the second of 4 games we're going to have this evening. Every roll of these big guys is so scary. So scary. I think he wants a position. Yeah, get a screen on the ball. Get a pocket going here. Got 2 guys back. Might pull in number 8. He's also going to need to start thinking about getting somebody down pitch as well. Wow, that was an eagle. I was like, it felt like it was like right by my head. 3+ pickup. Fails the pickup. Can't afford any of these failed die rolls. The ball will scatter forward 1 space. Turn 14 back to Nevva. 3 turns to defend. Pressure down the left wide zone. Takes a mark on Volker. It's going to take a mark on Icor and Ralph as well. Taking these marks means if these players are going to try to reposition, they've got to dodge. A dodge is a die roll, and you have no rerolls to make that safe. Make your opponent roll as many dice as possible. Von Roo cheering for the offense. Wants to see a miracle happen here. 2 rushes. Teleli's now going to mark legs. So all four protective players on that ball now marked. Gets a pal on the line. SPB Rest says, War Horseman have the movement to score? He does. Can he do it with the Skaven player? I don't think so. It would be 14, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's not going to make it with the. He's not going to make it with the Skaven player. He needs to have somebody down pitch. Rush into a 2-die blitz. Gets the pow on Ralph. 9+ break armor. 8 with mighty blow. He's got it. Great stun by Nevva. That player is effectively out for the rest of the game. Nevva looking to score a second touchdown here before game's over. Turn 15 for the Juggernauts. A wall of orcs stands between the Skaven player and the end zone. More importantly, there's nobody back to score. Boris, I guess? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can't do it. I don't think anybody can do it at this point. It's up to you, Rizzo. It's up to you, Rizzo. Rat Ogre TD. I want to see it. Von Russ, that's what ogres are for, right? Scoring TDs? Let's go. Three-die block at the line by the Rat Ogre. Gets a pal here. Doesn't break armor on that Goblin. Juggernauts with 49 seconds left on the clock here in turn 15. Not a whole lot they could do. I mean, their only option is to get this in the hands of of one of these guys. Just hope for the best. I'm not sure the Ogre can do it, right? 7 and 7 is 14. Yeah, he can do it. Ferdinand can do it. There's the pickup. Picks up the ball, but decides to mark Telelai. So he's going to try to take the 2-die on Telelai. If he wants to score and tie this ball game, got the pal here. He's gonna have to move. A big guy downfield, maximum distance. Minotaur block. Oh, that's the turn. He's not going to be able to score. Nevva is going to win this one at least 1-0. They're going to try to make it a 2-0 here. Yeah, he may have run out of time there. He doesn't have anything on the bonus clock. Here comes the blitz on the ball carrier. Rush blitz. Got the pow on that blodger. That's the die face he needed. 8+ breaks armor. His tackle as well. Two turns to try to score. He's going to get it into the hands of Say Goodbye the Blitzer. Looking for another 3 SPP on the Blitzer. 2-die block on Boris will be a push. Dr. Minotaur showing his orc colors. Cheering on his fellow orc team. 2-die block in the left wide zone. Will be a knockdown against Volker. Breaks armor. Got a death! Let's go! Yes, sir! Apothecary is going to be spent here. It'll turn into a serious injury. Good Kaz here. Dead, not dead. That's right. 2-die block gets a pow on Icor. Turn 16 for the Juggernauts. They have 2 minutes left in this ball game. The goal here is to stop the score. Maybe pick up some SPP. Thank you very much for the bits, Anonymous. Anonymous. Lon Ruas, no meetings tonight. I actually had one scheduled for 4:30, but then like I had to put out fires, so I couldn't make it. So I had someone else handle it. So hopefully that went well. But no meetings during the games. No meetings during the games. Three-die block at the line of scrimmage. Gets a pound here. Oh, breaks armor. Look at that wind-up. Got a KO out of it. Didn't get anything out of it. 30 seconds left in the game for the Juggernauts. Fails the unchanneled Fury roll with the Minotaur. Stay put. I think the Skaven just stays on the ground at this point. Fails a dodge. That'll be a turnover. Final turn of this game. Turn 16 for Nevva. They'll walk this ball in and win this game 2-0. Well done. Well played game. Nevva is gonna win this one. Cheerleaders are my favorite part. This is so great. They're better than the celebration by the player. GG's indeed. Nevva wins this one 2-1. And they're going to advance into second place in Division A. There they are, cheering their victory. So there it is. Nevva going to win this one 2-0. They advance into second place here in Week 3 with a record of 1-1. Coming up now, we're going to have Rodentia. We're going to have Rodentia versus Mr. Yuck. Spire versus Vinegar. That's Skaven versus Nurgle. Mr. Yuck currently in second place. They're looking to reclaim first place from Doug the Minotaur after their win earlier this evening. Give me a minute to get things situated and we'll get this next game underway.